What's going on, everybody? Ricks TV back with another video, and in today's video we'll be discussing a potential trade prediction that the Los Angeles Lakers could make with the Detroit Pistons. This article is via Bleacher Report and the headline reads updated 2022 NBA trade deadline. This article was written by Greg Swartz. He goes on to say that we're only about a month away from the NBA's February 10th trade deadline, the final time to make any significant roster changes for the season stretch run. With 24 of the 30 teams either in the play-in picture or sitting just a game or less out, we could see a lot of teams trying to load up on Talen for a playoff push. Most of the original deadline predictions made back in October still look like they could hold up. Grizzlies becoming surprise buyers, Terrence Ross shipped out of Orlando, Zach LaVine staying out of trade talks with a new wave of fortune talent aided by the latest news and rumors. The following are some fresh and update predictions. So he goes on to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. Jerami Grant joins a contender. He says currently out with a thumb injury, Grant should be back on the court before the February 10th trade deadline. He's one of the most versatile players on the market, able to play and defend both forward positions while scoring from all three levels. The Pistons are predictably bad 7-29 as they go through their rebuild, and moving Grant now with another year left on his contract would bring back the biggest return. Detroit is getting a lot of interest around its 27-year-old star, according to the Athletic's James L. Edwards III. Teams with championship aspirations are routinely calling Detroit about Grant's services, sources tell the Athletic, and while the Pistons are happy with what Grant provides both on and off the court to the organization, the franchise is currently in the business of capitalizing on this small asset pool, of which Grant takes up most of the real estate. He says there's no shortage of teams that could use Grant, who's averaging 20.1 points per game, 4.8 rebounds per game, 2.6 assists per game, 1.1 steals, and 1.1 blocks per game. He says the Bulls can construct a package around Kobe White or Patrick Williams. The Lakers could dangle Talen, Horton-Tucker, and Malik, and the Grizzlies have a ton of young talent and 3 2022 first-round picks to build and offer. Look for Grant to be one of the biggest names moved at the deadline. So if you guys would like to read the full article, the link is in the description box. Now, me personally, I would be more inclined and more in favor of the Lakers trading Russell Westbrook in this particular trade for Jerami Grant, opposed to trading both Talen, Horton-Tucker, and Malik Monk, who both has been absolutely remarkable, and shooting has been like a Mac 11. Okay, these guys have been truly remarkable over these stretch of games. I just think based on his past track record in the playoffs is where Russell Westbrook turns on the brick switch and he transforms into the abominable superhero turnover machine that I am accustomed to seeing. Okay, so I know how much of a liability that Westbrook is in the postseason, and he makes the worst decisions. He lacks self-control and self-discipline, and actually Westbrook has surprised me this year, okay, because typically he has a great regular season and tends to break records and put up these massive astronomical numbers, but this man has looked worse. I mean, he's looked worse than he normally does in the regular season currently, okay, so maybe just maybe he might be onto something. Maybe he'll stink it up in the regular season like a poopy diaper, then pull a LeBron and turn it on during the playoffs and surprise all of us and average absolutely 0 turnovers. Okay, what a dream, right? Anyway, in all seriousness, I think the Lakers should package Russell Westbrook for Jerami Grant. I think it will actually help LeBron James' case as the GOAT by winning with a team full of young guys, because it's this narrative and this notion out there that he does not play with young guys. He traded off Andrew Wiggins, he traded off the entire young core with the Lakers. So I think this could kind of change that, that narrative. I think Jerami Grant raises the intensity level on the defense, and he will make us better. He will make us defensive juggernauts, especially when Anthony Davis returns. So I'm thinking long term and short term, I think Jerami Grant will be a great asset to keep around for the future. And if we can sign a top free agent, which shouldn't be hard this summer we have some of the biggest names on the market in the free agency pool. So we'll just have to see. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all get in that comment box, like, share, subscribe.